So Tony, as I kind of mentioned, we just interviewed. I'm on a mission right now. I set up a petition about a month and a half ago to get Dwight Gooden on the ballot. And there's a formal letter that I wrote Cooperstown. I've actually talked to Doc. I talked to him last week. It's really gained a lot of steam. Do you think Dwight Gooden deserves to be in Cooperstown?
Yeah, I think so. He was a heck of a talent. It's unfortunate. The writers have done this thing where they've banned these people from being in the Hall of Fame. Pete Rose and Shoeless Joe Jackson, I kind of get. That was a little bit more of an orchestrated deal, but Gooden was just such a powerhouse. You know what I mean? Like every time the guy took the mound, he put the fear of God in players, and hitters. Like no one wanted to face the guy. Like truly, he was just one of those powerful deals, and it's unfortunate. I'd love to hear your thoughts on why you think he ended up in the situation he did, but I just think he was. Look, you get measured on what you do on the field, right? Like not the other stuff. Like this Hall of Fame thing is not a credential resume. Am I a good person? What what is this? What do they call that world competition with the beauty pageants? You know what I'm talking about?
Oh yeah, Miss Universe, Miss USA.
Miss Universe, yeah. You're not a Miss Universe, right? You know what I mean? Like, Darryl Strawberry was a drug addict, but everybody loved him when he was on the field. Like, you know what I mean? So it's just, I don't know. I feel like some of these guys, like they must have rubbed somebody the wrong way who has a pencil in their hand, and they just all decided, you know what, forget that guy. We're just going to go ahead and keep that one out. I don't know. The steroid era, I see that bothers me more.
Right, me too.
You actively cheated, like you.
What I'm saying.
Yeah, you still have to hit the baseball, and you still have to do that. But when you look like a Mount Vesuvius up there, Barry Bonds with the armor on his whole left side or right side, yeah, of course I'm not afraid to get hit by the ball. I got a shield on, It's like, and he was playing in a baseball park that was so tiny, but like, yeah, like guys who like that do that stuff, like sure, but a guy like Pete Rose and Doc Gooden and these other guys, like they didn't do anything. Like
that's my point. So Doc was a hero of mine. I actually met him in 2023. He came to Kansas City for the Hall of Fame. And I've always been a fan, and I had no idea that my hero growing up was such a good human being. Like, and even talking to him, what he had witnessed in his childhood, there were shootings and violence, and there was trauma. And a part of that was, the outgrowth of that was drugs and alcohol, but it was something that he's rectified. He does a lot of charitable work. He's a great guy. I think we've become a society that's heralded this cancel culture thing. I think we need to herald another movement for Doc Gooden, so to speak, where we include them back. And we say, you know what? We all need redemption. And we all need to understand that we all go through things, but what he's doing now as a family guy and all of the work that he's done and what he did on the field, 194 wins. He had arguably one of the best seasons in 85 of anybody ever, and just all of that combined, I think, closing the door. I mean, he's had his number retired. He's in the Hall of Fame at the Negro Leagues Museum. He's in the Mets Hall of Fame. He's done everything but Cooperstown. I just think it's time for someone to champion the cause, which is what I'm trying to do. And I think it's just time for fans to stand up and say, you know what, this is what we need to do. Like, have you seen the Trey Turner documentary on Netflix?
No, I haven't seen that one.
Dude, it's the Rudy of baseball. It's 24 minutes long, and the idea of it is it's taking that whole idea of what fans are typically known to do and reverse it and find some altruistic center. I just think that Doc's earned it, and he's a wonderful human, man. One of the coolest, nicest guys I've ever met, and I can't believe that I had no idea as a kid when he was my hero that he's such a good human being. That's what's so cool about this situation too.
Yeah, and again, it's it's not a beauty pageant. I feel like that's what it is now.
Yeah.
I feel like you got to be. I think eventually they're going to coin this as the LeBron James effect, where it's like you got to have the right answer, the right narrative, the right control over everything, right? And because that's a guy. I mean, you talk about a guy that that came into the social media era. That was the guy. Like, you know what I mean? Like his career has been under a microscope the entire time.
Yeah.
And so to have to always have the right answers, to have to always stay out of trouble, like, I mean, It's tough, man, and it's not like people weren't looking for him either. You know what I mean? Like he he's a iconic figure in the world. You can't go anywhere on the planet and someone not recognize you.